Welcome into the BSN Buffs weekly breakdown presented by Canyon Bakehouse. Canyon Bakehouse makes delicious, certified gluten-free breads, bagels, English muffins, and other baked goods right here in Colorado. Their gluten, dairy, nut, and soy-free products make it easy for families to enjoy the taste and texture of fresh bread so everyone can love bread again. Find them at any major grocery store in the freezer or fresh bread aisle and visit CanyonGlutenFree.com to grab a coupon. I'm Allie Monroy, and with me today is BSN Buffs beat writer Henry Chisholm. The Buffs are 1-0. They beat CSU last week 52-31. What were a few takeaways you had from that game, Henry?
You know, there was a lot to like about what the Buffs did, which makes sense. They won by 3 touchdowns. I think I'd start with Alex Fontenot in the running game. He had over 125 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns, was bouncing off tacklers. You don't really know whether he can do that same thing against Nebraska, where, you know, the tacklers are going to be a lot better than what you saw at Colorado State. Nebraska did have some troubles tackling last week.
Against South Alabama.
A game that they won. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see what it looks like. Things are going to be different.
What do the Buffs have to do to come out of this week with a win over Nebraska?
The defense needs to improve.
Yep.
You know, they looked better in the second half. They forced some turnovers, but they gave up over 500 yards. And you can't be doing that against that Colorado State team. You know, the new scheme, the defensive scheme, it caused some troubles. It doesn't look like everybody's totally picked up on it. And so you have to hope that this week they are more comfortable, that they've gone through the meetings, that they know what they're going to be doing just a little bit better than they did last week. The tackling needs to improve as well.
After last year where the Buffs beat Nebraska, this rivalry is heating up. Nebraska players and coaches have a lot to say. How have the Buffs reacted during this time?
They've been so quiet. They haven't wanted to talk about it all. You know, it comes from Mel Tucker. It all comes from Mel Tucker. Up at the top, he doesn't want his players to talk, and that's something he told us at camp 3 weeks ago, and now it's being put to the test because Nebraska is talking, and they aren't responding. I think the best story of the week to come out of that is Steven Montez at that press conference where he absolutely killed it.
Yep.
You know, he got asked about their talk, and he said, you know what? They're talking enough for both of us.
It's a pretty great quote. With that, score prediction for this week?
That's a tough one. I think it will be high scoring. You know, when I first came to BSN, I thought this was a game that the Buffs were going to lose, and I think that I still thought they were going to lose up until we saw both these two teams play. I think now, though, that I'm going to give the Buffs the win, and I think it'll be somewhere in that 34-27 range.
All right, well, as you can see the shirt I'm wearing, we have a Crying Nebraska kid shirt on bsndenvermerch.com. So if you like it, go ahead and buy that. And follow all of our game coverage on bsndenver.com. Henry will be at the game posting a lot of great content. So for Henry Chisholm, I'm Allie Monroy, BSN Denver.